G'day folks, Tony again here for more Star Control 2. Off and away we go, folks. We have acquired the talking pet. The Ungar still around in this system and probably still going to be trying to chase us. Oh no, maybe not. Don't want to accidentally collide with them. They're all heading back to orbit, so let's see if we can get away from all of this madness. Supox, Utwig, Ilrath, Thradash, they're all gone. The Supox and the Utwig still causing trouble there for the Core R, presumably. And isn't space starting to look a lot emptier now than it used to? So we might want to make our way back to Earth. It's going to be early April before the Shafixi are going to be here. And as much as I would like to skip back there quickly, it's not really going to help us with timing because it's still mid-March. So maybe this long journey here is going to wind the clock through a little bit and get to the timing that we need. So that we can build a Shafixi ship and we can fly over into Yihat space and try and start a little bit of a kerfuffle over there. Now the reason why I'm doing that is my understanding is that having the Yihat in a state of civil war means that during the final mission, where we're going to have to fly in and try and destroy the Ur-Quan entirely, that we'll be able to get some free ships out of that if the Yihat are fighting one another. So that is the intended plan. I have no idea if it will work. I don't know if it depends on what happened with the Pekunk, because as we know, the Pekunk charged on over there to reunite with their Yihat brothers, and we don't know the outcome of that because we really haven't been back to chat with the Yihat beforehand. So, in terms of our raw composition of our fleet, at the moment we have 3 Arilu vessels which we've never used. We have 3 Sparthy vessels which we've very seldom used. We have 1 Earthling cruiser left. We've used the Earthling cruisers a fair bit, but then we've also got the Dank as our flagship, which, as you know, has a pretty high crew capacity and has proven rather nifty in blowing up enemies. April 2nd, oh, that's pretty close, isn't it? We might just do a little bit of this out here in space to just wind the clock down a little bit. Let's bring us to the 3rd of April, 4th of April. Hopefully that will be fine. Let's try again. Fun times. Now, in terms of the ships that we might need when we head in for the final confrontation, this is something that is going to require some thought. Clearly, we're going to have to fight a bunch of Ur-Quan, and that sure can be fun. Let's have a chat with the Starbase Commander. I'm at your disposal, Captain Clapton. There is something I think you should know about. We have made a formal alliance with the Chimur. Their ships can now be built in our shipyards. Also, the Shafixi have returned. Their ships can now be built in our shipyards. With their vast numbers swelling our ranks, we won't have to worry about running out of able-bodied crew. And I'm sure their volunteers will reduce the cost for new crew. Oh, groovy. That's fun, isn't it? So we don't have any things to sell, but we will do an analysis of our recent acquisitions. The analysis reads as follows. Subject, talking pet life form. Data, this creature is physiologically identical to the so-called Ur-Quan talking pet, with one notable exception. It is highly intelligent and evidences strong psychic capabilities. Initial AI QR tests rated it well above human super genius, though immediately after we made this shocking assessment, its scores dropped into the normal subnormal range. Interviews with the subject have shown it to be cooperative. Though a Class 4 Pan species psychological profile places the creature far into the furtive, hateful domain. There were also some disturbing incidents where we talked about roses, daisies, and other pretty flowers. Summary: everything's okay. We have nothing to worry about with this cuddly little guy. Not one thing. That's the end of our scientist's report. How curious. Goodbye, Commander. Goodbye, Captain Clapton. Fun times. All right, so we're outfitting our ship. We will... Oh, we've got plenty of resources. Let's just fill the fuel up here. I think we might be at the point where we're not going to need all that much cargo anymore. So I'm going to remove another one of those storage bays, and I'm going to replace it with another crew module. Because as I understand it now, crew is a lot cheaper. So we might be able to take advantage of that. And we also have a fair bit of crew to restock. 3 crew. Sure, so we'll crank that up entirely for the flagship. So the cost of crew back down to 3 now that we have the Shafixi on board. And I guess while we're at it, we should probably also restock these Sparthy vessels. And we're also going to have a look and see what other ships we could build, because we have 5 free slots here. Perhaps we're going to want to sell some other vessels. I'm not entirely sure. So what have we got here? We can build a Chimera Avatar. So that's quite nice. We've got the Earthling Cruisers. We've got the Oars Nemesis. We have the Shafixi Scouts. We have a Subox Blade. The Utwig Jugger. We don't have any Siren yet. That's odd. I thought we had done everything that we needed to get them on board. Maybe I missed something. Perhaps we can do a loop of that when we come back around on our way to setting up the final battle. So let's just stock up that Shafixi Scout all the way to 6. We should only need 1 of them in our fleet. We'll just do a game save and then we'll head over to the Ye-Hut. Let's do this. So many resource units, so many crews, so many fuel. All right. So we'll just cruise on over here to Ye-Hut space. It's not really intersecting the Vux territory, so hopefully we're not going to have any dramas. We really haven't seen any Slow-Andro for a long time, which is quite fortunate actually, because that was getting a little irritating. And if that delay from the Utwig and Supox is to be believed, then we still have until February of 2160 before bad things start happening. I think we're going to be doing just fine. Doesn't mean everything will work out okay, but one step at a time. All right. Now I believe that when we get here, just the presence of the Shafixi at all is hopefully going to be enough to solve the problem, or to instigate the problem, as it were. We are here to stir up a bit of shit, after all. But it's not a device that we have in our manifest. It's not a contraption or something that we have to activate, as we've been caught out by before. So let's just wait and see what happens when we end up having a chat with someone. I think we're kind of in Ye-Hut territory now. Just have a quick look at the star map. Absolutely we are. So let's fly ourselves around here a little bit. I think we're actually going to go into a system. Maybe that will be enough. Nothing there. But I did see a dot out here on the map. So let's go and say hi to them. Actually, let's just save the game prior to that, because I don't want to have to fly all the way back here. Even if I very kindly skip it for you, dear viewer. I still have to do it. All right. Hey, how you doing? It's the E-Hut. Let's have a chat with them. Human, I'm beginning to think that ye are touched for sure. Ye tempt fate and our sympathy too much, I think. This time, perhaps, we cannot be as much your friends as ye would like. What about your... legendary honor, your courage, what would the Shafixi think? Oh wait, this may come as a shock, but the Shafixi are reborn. If this is being a true thing, there will be many changes. But we are a species long wise in the ways of deceit. Ye must be proving these words ye say, Captain. Send the Shafixi to us as way of proof. Alright, I'll send over the Shafixi. We are scanning the separation of a vessel from your fleet, Captain. And indeed, its configuration matches that of a Shafixi scout vessel. This had better not be a trick, Captain. We are knowing the power of a glory device, and if you detonate the weapon near us, the price for you shall be dear, very dear. The scout has docked, and we await the pilot's appearance at the airlock. The atmosphere cycle is complete. The door slides open and... Ark, Brack, Yeep, it is true, the Shafixi are alive! Look at that furred muzzle, those shining black eyes, the sweet claws. Our children have returned from oblivion. But now we are faced with the cruelest truth. We who have sacrificed our honor, we who have lain with our enemy. We are not worthy, we are nothing, we are less than nothing. But wait, we are not Sparthi, we are Yehut, of the Starship clans. We will not live this lie any longer. Listen as I speak these words, if our queen makes the dishonorable command. When it is the queen who, then it is the queen who has no honor, and a dishonorable queen is no queen at all. We, the Zeep Zeep, are the only clan who remember the true meaning of honor. We shall tear the queen from her throne. The 2,000-year reign of the Veep Neep queens is over. The revolution has begun. Fun times. Look at what we did, folks. I was struggling a little bit with that font, whoo, but we've got double Yehut there, and they're having a good old bash at one another. So isn't that great? So we are going to duck to Beetlejuice because we don't have the Siren in the Alliance, and we really should, and it's frustrating that we don't. Because if I recall, the secondary ability of these Siren, not their primary gun, but their secondary ability actually causes crew from the enemy ship to jump out into space, presumably to fling themselves on the rocks, much as in reference to their, what do I call it, the mythical, well, progenitors, really. Oh, we might have to dodge that vessel. Probably dead smack in the middle of Vux space here at the moment. Just on the edge of it. So yes, the Sirens, of course, from the Odyssey. At least part of the inspiration. Although from the art of the Siren, also Star Trek. An obvious frame of reference as well. But yes, that ability, especially when you're fighting ships who have a large number of crew, you can actually call them out into space and you can pick them up and they restock your own crew, which is mighty handy against certain vessels. And seeing as we're about to enter a giant final battle fight, might be a handy thing to have. Or not. It's been so long since I played the final battle. Hello, brave Earthling. Your return is welcome. That I don't really know. My people of Siren shall be forever in your debt. In fact, many of my officers wish you personally to thank you. I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation before. Sure, so what happens to you now? I expect I'm going to be pretty busy for the next few months, overseeing repairs to our fleet of... we've already seen this as well. I think... Right. Maybe we just didn't dig far enough through the conversation tree. I'm afraid our duties will keep us apart, Captain. But for now, at least, there's this. Uh-oh. That's more like it now. Clapton, let me help you. Oops, not reading fast enough. Yes. Now, aren't you a lot more comfortable? Sure. Why are the lights off? Because, my darling, if the lights were on, I couldn't do this. Or this. Or this. Or, this. Sure, we're... folks, we're at peak 90s here. You're not going to turn into some weird alien monster now and bite my head off, are you? Ha ha ha. An alien monster? Me? Me? Why, Captain, why do you say that? Rag. Just kidding. Yeah, very funny. Look, I'd be more comfortable if we just turned the lights back on. Just relax, my silly human captain. Let me take care of everything. Sure. Boy, oh boy, they never taught me stuff like this back at Unservolt. Then let me teach you what you need to know. We will begin with the fundamentals of basic Sirene physiology. Physiology. I'm pretty sure anatomy is what you mean, but that's fine. What happens if I do this? Oh, Clapton. I'm pretty sure they wrote a song about that. Does that answer your question? Are you sure this is okay? I'm nervous. Please don't worry, my darling human. We have all the time in the world. We really don't. And my door locks securely. I guess I don't have much more to say, do I? Then stop wasting your lips on words, you silly fool. And come here. Later. Much later. Quite a good bit later. Goodbye, Captain Darling. We each have our jobs to do now. You must go. But you will remain always in my mind and heart. And deep within me, I know that someday, when all this madness has come to an end, we'll be together like this again. And a black screen of pixels. Can we build the ships now? That's really the part I want. Oh, Captain, the flush of victory still has my body quivering. For so many years, we have dreamed of putting the death of our beloved homeworld behind us. And now, this has finally come to pass. We no longer live in the past, caught in memories of what could have been. Now, each of us plans for the future, toward the bright tomorrow. And do you know, Captain? I have plans. Plans you would be most interested in hearing. But I shall save them for later, when we can meet privately. Sure. Is there any... if this is the one to unlock, then let's do it. Is there anything else I can do to you? For you. Captain, the next step is to pull down the slave shield from our planet. In my opinion, the only people who could do that are the Chenjizu. And as far as I know, they are under a shield of their own. Not anymore. Actually, I'm just dodging the real issue, Captain. Your agenda really has only one item. Destroy the Ur-Quan hierarchy. How to do that, I don't know. But I do know. But I know you can't take them head on, even with that amazing ship of yours. You will have to find their weak spot, and then strike it with everything you've got. One step ahead of you. So what's new, Talana? We have been intercepting a concentration of hierarchy broadcasts, but we cannot translate their content. They all appear to be originating from the direction of the Horologii constellation. Sure. Catch you later. I wonder if we can lower the slave shield on this planet with the sun device. Let's find out. Because if we can, maybe we can do that with Earth as well. Manifest device, sun device. Woo-woo. I guess not. So much for that plan. To the star map we go. And Procyon is somewhere over here, because that's where the... actually, wait. No, wait. Let's fly out of here ourselves. And then I think we can use the quasi-space portal to get a little closer than where we are currently. Because, yes, the Chimera asked us to return so that we might move over here so that we should be able to start the final battle. So we'll open up that portal spawner, yoink. And I believe it is the southwards most portal that will take us back close-ish to Earth. So let's hope I remembered that correctly. Does look promising. Yeah, we did it. So Procyon over that way. And this corner of space super empty now that the Ilrath are gone and the Pekunk are gone. And now the Thradash are also gone and the Zokvot Pick are gone. And the Yehud have split in two. And the Arilu aren't really talking to us anymore. The Sparthi have disappeared. It's getting quite lonely as we move closer and closer to the imminent destruction of the Sarmatra. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say that we're going to win. It's certainly the intention. But there's going to be just going to be so much space battle to get there, folks. Procyon 2, I believe it was. Yes, indeed. Let's travel to that space station and we'll have a chat and see what happens. Report from orbit. We have explored the interior of the starbase and found it abandoned. Computer records show that the Ur-Quan put this starbase in orbit around the Chenjisu and Murmurhum after they were defeated by the hierarchy. From what we can determine, the Chenjisu and Murmurhum, who were assigned to this base, set up mindless robots to run the station, and then somehow returned to the surface of their planet, penetrating the slave shield. Further analysis of the starbase's databanks show that the Chenjisu and Murmurhum were exploring synthesis schemes to create a hybrid race, half Murmurhum and half Chenjisu. The robots who control the starbase are armed and will not permit us to scavenge materials, so we're returning to the ship. End of transmission. Well, that's a fun fact. We haven't actually been to the starbase before. Let's go to the planet. Howdy, you are ready. You are fully prepared for the undertaking. There is every chance that you will be able to destroy the Sarmatra and stop both the Ur-Quan and the Korra. Sure. So what happens now? We will now fit the Precursor weapon and our own crystal amplification system to your vessel. By routing a portion of your flagship's fusion power through the weapon's ignition chamber, its destructive force will be multiplied by a large factor. Cool. We'll fire the weapon at the Sarmatra, right? It's not going to hurt my ship, is it? Your vessel will be totally annihilated. Whoa, gee, that's bad. I don't suppose there's anything we can do to change that, is there? Negative. Very well, proceed with the modifications. The completion date for your vessel's modification is roughly 2 weeks hence, so that you and your human companions may make any necessary preparations at your starbase. We will now transport you and your crew back to Earth immediately. Good luck, Captain. Whoa. Hello, Captain Clapton. Hey, Starbase Commander. There is something I think you should know about. In the 2 weeks which have passed since the Chimera began work on your vessel, they have attached the Ur-Quan bomb to your ship and have also put in place their own crystalline amplification devices to boost dramatically the power of the weapon. This work is now complete and your flagship is ready for whatever final modifications you desire. The Chimera technicians wanted me to explain to you that the bomb and its crystal power boosters are fragile and cannot be moved from their positions at the back of your vehicle. Now I have some bad news and some good news. The Chimera had to remove all your main modules, weapons, crew pods, the whole lot, including your emergency warp escape unit. Uh-oh. So pick your engagements carefully, Captain. In addition, their equipment now fills the rear 10 slots, leaving you only 6 for your own modules. But here's the good news. The Chimera have provided us with an unbelievable wealth of minerals and other resources. We no longer have limits on what we can build for your flagship or your fleet. Fun times. Goodbye, Commander. That's all super handy to know. We're all depending on you. Goodbye and good luck. Aw, thanks. Let's see what we can build for our ships. Siren. So yay, we now have the Siren Penetrator. There's some more peak 90s for you. In the list of things that we can build, and the costs really don't matter anymore because we have infinite money. So we have so many things that we can and should do. We're going to have to fit out our ship. We're going to have to figure out what our fleet arrangement is going to be. But that is all stuff that we can do in the next part of the Let's Play because we're out of time here. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified when other episodes are released. And please tell a friend if you think they might enjoy this. And come back again soon for more Star Control 2.